Welcome back. Today, we'll be doing an accuracy check of the Zoll E-Series defibrillator with the LoFlo attachment using the Smart Tank device. All I've done up to this point is simply press the power button on the Smart Tank. We're going to click Proceed, bringing us to our home screen here. I'm going to click Automatic Test Sequence. Click into our test sequences. Go find the Zoll LoFlo full sequence right here. Load that up into our Smart Tank and click Start. Go load that test sequence up. First of all, it's going to want us to make sure that we have the correct cal gas, 5% CO2 balanced nitrogen, which I've put that into the Smart Tank, so I'll click Next. Acid ID. Today, we're just going to use 1234. Operator name or ID, just my initials today. Disclaimer, making sure that the tester knows what they're getting into, knowing that this test sequence came from the service manual. So I agree to this. I am doing this test. Make sure we have the correct module type or Zoll E-Series defib with the LoFlo. Click Next. Setup 1 is making sure that our LoFlo module is connected to the yellow connector at the back of our defibrillator, which I have done, so I'll click Next. Setup 2 is connecting that sample line from that LoFlo to port A of the Smart Tank, which you will see an image of. So I'll click Next. Setup 3 is actually going to be turning on a defibrillator. To do this, we hold the second from the left soft key down while turning our switch from off to monitor. We'll give that a few seconds. Going to bring us to our end tidal CO2 calibration screen. The Smart Tank is wanting us to wait till it's flashing warm up, stops flashing. It usually takes around 2 to 3 minutes. So we can see that warm up has stopped flashing on our defibrillator, so we will click Next on the Smart Tank. Our first step on this accuracy check is going to be setting the gas temp. So we'll click the Select Gas Temp soft key, where we can then adjust our gas degrees Celsius or our room temperature using these two soft keys. So I'm going to put it at about 22.2, which is just over 70 degrees Fahrenheit, which is the temperature of the room that I am in right now. I'll click Return to store this value and click Next on the Smart Tank. Our next step is going to be zeroing the LoFlo. To do this, we simply just click the 0 soft key and give that a few seconds to 0. It's coming up as 0 done, so we'll click Next on the Smart Tank. Next, it's going to want us to set our gas balance. So we do this by Select Gas Balance soft key, and you can adjust it using the soft keys. It wants us to be at N2, so put it back to N2 and return to store that value. Click Next over here on the Smart Tank, where it's going to want us to calibrate our barometric pressure. To do this, we click the barometric pressure soft key. We then go over to the Smart Tank. It's wanting us to display 678.7. The Smart Tank has a built-in barometer. So we'll do this by adjusting the offset using the soft keys. 678. So it looks like about as close as I'll be able to get it to 678.7 is going to be at a negative 98 offset. So I will click Return to store that value and bring us back to our home screen. Click Next on the Smart Tank. Our next step will be the CO2 accuracy check. It's going to want us to click the Cal On function here, delivering calibration gas to our defibrillator. What we're looking at over here is the CO2 average and the CO2 percent. We want that CO2 percent to read between 4.7 and 5.3. So we'll let that balance out. You can see that CO2 percent settling at about 4.7. So we'll plug that into the Smart Tank right here, 4.7%. Letting us know that we've passed our accuracy check. Click Next to take us to the next step, which is going to be the end tidal CO2 monitor test. To do this, we click the dial to off and back to monitor, bringing us to the regular home screen. Let that start up. SmartTank is telling me to hold down the Wave 2 soft key until I see that end tidal CO2 waveform appear, which I can see moving from left to right. SmartTank wants me to confirm that I see that. I do, so I'm gonna click yes. Let's go. I'm gonna click the Sim On function. This is gonna deliver cal gas about every half a second to stimulate a patient breathing. We can see that over here on our waveform. SmartTank wants to confirm that I see that waveform, and I do, so I'll click yes. Giving us our overall results of a pass. For now, I'll click next. It's gonna generate a test report for us. These test reports are just simple text files. We can scroll through them, see what tests we did and what sequences occurred. They can be exported via USB to a smart device where you can attach them to a work order, or you can just simply leave them on the SmartTank's memory. For now, I'm just gonna click done, bringing us back to the home screen and ending our test for today.